having an addiction to the sugar foods. I call it the sugar crack. As I became a teenager, I went from having clear skin to breaking out. And I correlated me eating even too much of the vegan sweet treats and also the sugar with having the bad skin, clogging my arteries, having low energy. And I remember when my mother would give me the phytonutrients and the mega greens. Well, I call it the mega greens, but she'll give me the spirulina, the alfalfa, the dandelion, the chlorella, the various chlorophyll superfoods. I had more energy. My skin was better. I just felt more vibrant. And so due to me having a serious thuggish, rugged moment in my life in the streets, I was shipped down south to live by myself with my family, away from moms and Baba Heru. And then I had to heal thyself. At the same time, her book was coming out in the 90s, Heal Thyself. So I had to heal my own self because I didn't have mom and Baba Heru around me. But I remember, I love being around the ladies and having my skin clear, and it wasn't looking clear. So I said, man, how can I get my skin clear? I got to drink the greens. So I remember one day I correlated me eating the sugar. The processed white sugar, when you heat it up, it becomes an addictive substance because the sugar cane is naturally from, the sugar cane root, which is, you can find it in the fructose and the natural fruits that are abundant on the planet. But when you take the fructose or you take the extracted, the sugar, and you heat it up, it becomes an addictive substance. And then they put it in everything that keeps us going back more and more and more. Once I correlated the processed sugar to, you have to make the connection. You say, okay, I'm not feeling well. Then you have to say, okay, cognitively, what can I remember that I'm doing to get me in this state? So I had to do a self-analysis, It's this junk food, it's this sugar, So when I identified that, I realized, the processed white sugar cuts the flow of the oxygen going from the blood to the brain. So it cuts the oxygen flow. So that's why you're going to feel hype and then, no energy, and it also is going to clog the arteries. So it's doing so much things to just block you internally, even though it tastes so good. So the chlorophyll, I remember my mother would teach me when I was little, it does the opposite of the sugar. So as the sugar cuts off, the chlorophyll properties helps to send oxygen to the brain. So it does the exact opposite of what the sugar is doing in the body. So it sends fresh oxygen signals into the brain, into the blood. It helps to restore the integrity of the immune system functionality. It helps to just put all types of nutrients in the body. And it's the amino acids and the proteins in the plant proteins, allow you to be strong internally. So what I did was I took a gallon of water, SaNeter, and I remember my mother gave me all of these various types of chlorophyllic plant proteins because there's different types. And I said, well, whether it was spirulina or she gave me chlorella or she gave me dandelion or alfalfa, I said, what if I took all of them and mixed them in a jug? Because I was trying to heal myself. I said, my skin was breaking out, my energy was low. I wanted to get rid of this feeling like I'm feeling. So I took a gallon of distilled water, and I went to the health food store where I was at in my neighborhood, and I got a 1/4 pound of the barley, alfalfa, dandelion, wheatgrass, spirulina, chlorella. All, you know what I'm saying? And then I took a tablespoon of each of them and I shook it up, and I drunk that every day, SaNeter. Experiment. Yes. So every day, SaNeter. I went down. That's right. I will figure it out. Right. So, but I knew my body needed water, right? I knew if I have more water, more hydrated, my body will function at a higher level. So I needed to be hydrated. So a human body drinking anywhere between a half a gallon to a gallon a day, that's hydration, that's homeostasis, that's balance. So if I have that and I add the greens on top of that, in a concentrated doses, it'll move me closer to my goal of detoxing, but also building. So every day I did a gallon for 7 days. My skin cleared up, I had more energy, I became more alert. And I at that point, SaNeter, I was so hyped about the greens of the chlorophyll because I saw my own self, reach a deeper level. It's not like, oh, you was raised by Queen Afua. I had to have my own healing revelation, my own healing moment. And I remember doing that and walking around, where I was at, and everybody would be like, yo, why are you walking around with this green jug? I was doing this in the 90s. Why you got this green jug? And I would just share my story. Well, man, I need to overcome my addictions too. And I would tell them what I did. And then they'll start doing it. Yo, bro, I did something that you told me to mix the greens. I feel great. And everywhere I went, I kept doing that. And that,